Then they took him to his house. When they entered the house, one of his children fell off the top of the house and died. So he lost one leg and one child on the same day. So when he recovered, because after they cut his leg, he became unconscious. When he recovered, they were those around him, they didn't know what to say. They said, what shall we tell him? He lost one leg and his son. They said, he will take it, don't worry. They told him, may Allah increase your ajr, your reward for losing your leg and losing your child. He said, Alhamdulillah. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد. Chapter number 41. Recognizing the grace of Allah, yet denying it is disbelief. When you recognize Allah's bounties, Allah's blessings, you know these are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you disbelieve, you show no gratitude, no gratefulness. That is disbelieving in the blessings of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَعْرِفُونَ نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ ثُمَّ يُنْكِرُونَهَا وَأَكْثَرُهُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. They recognize the grace of Allah, yet they deny it by worshipping others besides Allah, and most of them are disbelievers, deny the prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they recognize the grace of Allah. Did they deny it? If you know that the one who provides for you is Allah, understand? Everything comes from Him, and yet you worship others besides Him. This is in itself is a contradiction. You should worship the one who gives you, right? The one who provides for you, he is the one who's entitled for that right. Are you following? Allah is the one who gave you the health, Allah is the one who gave you the wealth, Allah is the one who gave you the children. So everything from Allah. So you should not worship others beside Him. If you do, then this is a disbelief. Mujahid has stated the saying of a man, as the wealth is mine, I have inherited it from my elders. So Mujahid is giving examples that such a statement also disbelief. That means you are really denying the real bestower, the one who bestows it, the one who provides it. You say, this wealth, I inherited it from my families. And you don't mean that it passed to you through your family. What you mean, this is, I deserve it. And the real provider is not there in your mind. You're not thinking of Allah Azza wa Jal. Are you following? So such a statement, the wealth is mine, indeed nothing is ours. Do you know this? Our ownership of things are nominal, only in our names. It's not a real ownership. You think this house is yours. It's only in your name. Soon you will leave it, and it will go to somebody else. And that will use it for a while. Then it will be taken from him and will go to somebody else. So the wealth will remain and the people will leave. Are you following? So everything is his. It's only in our name. He gave it to us. And he said, use it. That's why you have no absolute right. No absolute right to do whatever you want with your wealth. You have to use it within certain conditions, certain framework, within the law of Allah, within the limits of the Sharia. Are you following? For instance, you cannot take your money and burn it or tear it into pieces and say, this is my own money, I can do whatever I want with it. You cannot. Because it's not yours. If you do that, that means you are insane, you are not qualified, so we'll take it from you. That's why in Islam, if a person starts to misbehave, then the state will interfere and confiscate it, that wealth. You cannot waste the wealth in the way you like. There is a rule in the Sharia called Hajr. Stop him. And it makes sense, right? Yeah. Because this wealth, if you waste it and misuse it, what will happen to the economy? It will be affected, right? People will suffer. So, yes, it is in your name, you own it, but you have to use it only within what he permits you to do. Are you following? Sisters, are you following us? So, so you cannot do whatever you want with the wealth. For instance, someone, his father passed away, and his father was a rich person. So he left huge wealth for him. It will go to the child. But if the child, let's say, insane, mad, so the state will appoint another person, okay, to look after this child. If this child gained his sanity, then the wealth will be given to him. Or if the child is still young, until he reaches puberty, maturity, okay, then it will be handed over. Why it should not be handed to him when he's still young? Why? Because he's going to waste it. He doesn't know. He's not matured. Are you following? So every single teaching in Islam, when you study it deeply, you see the wisdom behind it. Don't say the wealth is mine. I have inherited it from my elders. Aoun bin Abdullah says, this is another example, which shows the ungratefulness of people towards the Lord. They say, if so and so would not have been, such and such would not have occurred. Instead of saying, had it not been due to the grace of Allah, we would have been ruined. We would have made an accident. but Allah saved us. They say no. They said, for instance, due to the skillfulness of the driver, we avoided the accident. So they attribute this safety to the skillfulness of the driver. But in reality, for instance, the driver at that particular moment, when he pressed the brake, okay, who enabled him to do that? Allah. So everything at the end of the day, it is by the grace of Allah. So you have to say always, Alhamdulillah, Allah saved us.